Hey, what is poppin', everybody? Took the day off yesterday. Wasn't loving anything really all that much yesterday. I did end up posting a slip, but I didn't make a video on it. I told you guys I wouldn't have put my own money on it. Didn't really love it yesterday. Ended up finally getting a good game in that series, though. Jimmy Butler put on a show. Nearly hit a 3 to send them to send them to the NBA Finals. Crazy game. Ended up being a pretty good game. Some good lines in that one definitely were Jimmy Butler's points. Al Horford, Marcus Smart ended up having a really good game. So those were some lines there that really hit yesterday and were a good play. But let's recap May 28th, because we did have that video on the 28th and we didn't recap that yet. So our luck of the day back on the 28th was Kevontae Turpin. Ended up having not anything. I think he had like 2 catches that game. Had a really bad game. Martin Nikas, under his 1.5 shots. He did end up only taking 1 shot, so that one did cash for us. And then Ryan Strome, over 2.0 shots. He was out there. He was out there right up till the end of that game. But they did kind of blow out the Rangers. So Ryan Strome did not get over 2 shots. He took 1 shot very early in the game, I think like 5 minutes into the game, and then did not take a shot for the rest of the game. So that's a bummer. But let's get into today's games, or to today's picks, because we got a Game 7 between the Hurricanes and the Rangers. And I'm really loving this play today, or these plays today, so let's get it. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, make sure that you there's a link down in the description I have that automatically takes you to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy. Also throws in my TAKEMYSHOT code when you guys sign up for that. So when you make your first deposit, it helps me out big time, as well as it gives you a 100% deposit match up to $100. So if you throw in $20, for example, you'll get actually $40, and they'll give you another $23 just to bet on for funsies, a little risk-free bets for fun. And so that is always nice as well to get those risk-free bets. Also helps me out, like I said, big time if you guys use my code TAKEMYSHOT. Because all my picks every single day are always going to be Underdog Fantasy picks. I think it's the best player prop betting app out there. With that being said, now let's get to today's picks. All right, coming in hot with today's lock of the day. We're going to be going to the New York Rangers today for their lock of the day. We're going to be going over to Philip Settel, baby, under 1.5 shots. Now, in this series, he split it even. He's gone 3 times over, 3 times under. Here's the major factor. I went back to his entire playoff run for this guy. Every big game but one, he's backed up with a bad game. Okay, game 1 of the very first series, 3 shots. Next game, 1 shot. A couple games later, he took 4 shots. The following game after that, 1 shot. This series, in game 2, he took 3 shots, backed it up with 1 shot, and in game 5, took 2 shots and backed it up with 1 shot. He's only on the average in this series on the ice for about 12 minutes. So he's really not out there for that long. And like I said, every single game this series, he's just backed it up with a bad one. Had a good one, backed it up with a bad one. Had a good one, backed it up with a bad one. He is coming off a good game where he took 4 shots. We need Philip Settel to go under 1.5 today, and I'm loving this play a lot. It's going to be our lock of the day today. Next up, we're going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes goalie. Man, this under has been juicy. I've been playing it a lot in my membership picks this postseason. Under 27.5 saves today for Antti Ranta, sorry. Again, I'm going to pronounce these names so wrong because I'm still learning their names. He's only gone over in 4 out of 12 games this season, or in this postseason. Only 2 times in this series, and hasn't gone over a single time at home. Today, the Carolina Hurricanes go back home. The New York Rangers, in this series so far, I was watching the other game, they have not been that super aggressive offensively. When they're on the road, they actually are they're minus 17 on the road this postseason, meaning that the Hurricanes have been blowing them out of the water as far as point differential and stuff like that, as far as goals and that goes. So I like the chances for Antti Ranta to go under 27.5 saves. Really, he's only hit this over 4 out of 12 games this entire postseason. That's really what tells you the whole story there. And again, hasn't gone over 1 time at home. So I'm liking the chances for Antti under 27.5 saves today. Lock that one in. And our lone over of the day is going to be kind of a risky one, but we're going to go with it. We're going to go over on Brett Pesquet, something like that. Brett Pesquet, over 2.0 shots today. Here's the thing that really gets me with Brett. He is a defenseman, okay, so he's not an offensive guy. But he averages 23 minutes on ice. So he's out there for a very long time. And I understand the defensemen are normally out there longer than wings and centers and stuff like that. But he has taken 2 shots, at least 2 shots, in 5 out of 6 games this series. And in the entire postseason has taken at least 5 shots, or at least 2 shots, 8 out of 12 games. He's only not taken 2 shots 4 times. And he's gone over 2 shots quite a few times as well. So I'm liking the chances for Brett today. He's in the series, he's averaging 23 minutes on ice in this series. Last game, I think he was on the court for about 24 minutes. He's out there a long time. He gets shots up, even though he's a defenseman. He takes at least 2 shots almost every single game. So at least the least we can get out of him is a push today. And that's always, even if we can just get a push and these other 2 guys hit, that still counts as a win in our book. So I like Brent Pesquet over 2.0 shots today. Alright, which means it's time for our perfect 3 slip. Let's get into it. Our lock of the day is Philip Sattel under 1.5 shots, Antti Ranta under 27.5 saves, and Brent Pesquet over 2.0 shots for our perfect 3 slip today. Alright guys, with that being said, it's going to wrap up today's video. Congratulations to all the Celtics fans out there. You guys have made it to the NBA Finals. It will be Celtics Warriors. Hopefully this could be a competitive series, man. I just want it to be a competitive series where we can have fun and bet on it. Last series, both the conference finals games just weren't fun to bet on. But with that being said, congrats to those Celtics fans. It'll be Celtics Warriors in the NBA Finals. And we're gonna head over to NHL plays for the next couple of days. We got some Colorado the Avalanche versus the Oilers tomorrow, which will be a fun one. And I think the NBA Finals starts up Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, June 2nd, which I believe is Thursday. So we'll have a couple of straight days of NHL plays while we wait for the NBA to get back. Really loving these 3 plays today. So with that being said, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.